everybody, this is Tara. I'm with Handmade by Tera, and today is Saturday, and so I'm doing my Saturday morning live with Handmade by Tera. It's been a couple weeks since I've been here. Had a lot of changes in life, and Dad has gone on, and he is in a much better place and no longer in pain. So today I've decided to, I asked on, I think it was Wednesday, I asked, what featured product do you want for this week? And so I did a poll, and people suggested that they wanted the dragon mitts. So today we're going to do dragon mitts. But beforehand, just wanted to remind you, I do have my crochet scarves, or I'm sorry, crochet masks. They fit beautifully, comfortably. Wore them for 3 days straight in a hospital, so I was able to wear them all day long and not have a problem. They're 100% acrylic, machine washable. Throw them in the wash, throw them in the dry. And there's a pocket if you'd like to add extra filtering in there if you'd like. So again, these are crochet. They're available on my website at myebooth.com/vendors/Handmade by Tera, or you can just go to my website and click shop and then click the Handmade by Tera shop, or you can go to my Facebook page and just click on the shop now button. It'll bring you right to my booth. So again, these are the crochet masks with a cotton, double thick cotton lining, so you are protected. And in Virginia, it looks like they're talking about possibly everybody having to wear them all the time, so we need to be prepared. Okay, now over to the dragon mitts. What are dragon mitts? These are fingerless gloves. Started making them a few years ago with Game of Thrones. I had a customer ask me, he found a picture, he said, hey, can you make this? And I found a pattern, didn't like it, found another one, didn't like it. So I combined a bunch of different patterns to find one that I actually wanted to make. And this is what I came up with. They are 100% acrylic, so they can be thrown in the washer and dryer. They're crocheted. And they've got 6 rows of scales. I don't know if you can see those. There you go. See those scales? I call them dragon scales. Some people call them mermaid, but I like dragon. I think that's kind of fun. But they're on the bottom and on the top, and then they crochet up over the wrist. Just something unique. Definitely catches somebody's eye. And they're super duper warm because you've got lots of thickness around them. And there's a thumb hole, and so they fit nicely. Now, if you have bigger hands, they're going to fit a little tight getting on and off, as you can see, but they fit most people, and they're just absolutely adorable and very popular. So this one here is number D03, or number 3 on my website. I have dragon mitts listed, and they are listed on there as dragon mitts. They're $43, including shipping and sales tax. So these are the dragon mitts. This is number 3. Oh, and I should tell you the colors. You've got sage green, rose, purple, lavender, olive green. It's just all different colors. It's my favorite yarn. I absolutely love this yarn. It's so pretty. So, but it's number 3 on my website. I only do have 1 pair on there of each one of these, so it's just 1 pair. So that's the first one. This next one is number 1, and I think the yarn was called Woodlands or something like that. Where's the thumb? There it is. Now, isn't that cool? It's blues and greens and golds and browns, rustic, just beautifully rustic. And that one is number 1. And again, they don't match. They coordinate, but they do not match because I continue the yarn on. If you wanted to say, okay, look at that's the continuation of the yarn. So I never match them. They coordinate. It's the same yarn, but a different point in the yarn design. This next pair is called number 2. This one I would say is more like a mermaid than a dragon. And it's got tans and blues and aquas and grays. So pretty. And again, I've got very short fingers, so you could barely see my pinky. But people with long fingers, they fit. I've seen people, it's all the way out like this. Not for me. I've got little hands. And that one was number 2. I've only got 6 of them, so it's not that we won't be doing this too long. This one reminds me of a rose garden, and it's number 6. It just, when you look at it, it just looks like a rose garden. And I've done a hat and a shawl in this yarn too, and it's so pretty. And it's got the greens and the pinks and the rose. And I just call it rose garden. I don't know what they call the actual yarn. But that is number 6. This one looks like a peacock to me. This is number 4. It's been a very popular yarn. It's got blue, royal blue, dark teal, light teal, and purple. I think the yarn is actually called Dragonfly. I think it's so pretty. And the last pair, I call it the colors of the rainbow. It's number 5. And it's just all jewel tone rainbow colors. Purple, pink, blue, yellow. Oh, no, that's green. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the colors. But they're very vibrant. And again, I have matching hats to go with them. So that was the feature product for today. The Dragon Mitts, again, they're available on my website. And you can reach that store by going to my website, handmadebytera.com, and clicking shop, and then you'll see a big banner for my shop, my e-booth shop. Or you can just go to my Facebook page and hit shop now, and that'll bring you to my e-booth shop as well. My e-booth is a website that I have joined. It's kind of like Etsy, but they're focused totally on handmade products. And they're brand new. They just started at the end of January, and they have been wonderful. I just love Gloria. She's the organizer of it and the company owner, and she has done such a nice job. She's even starting virtual shows, and I think I've put a link to it on my website or on my Facebook page, and I can put another link in the comments showing what the virtual show is. I think it's starting on the 5th. They're going to start doing 5th or 6th. They're going to start doing it, and it's going to be all different crafters, and they get 20 minutes, and then they'll, excuse me, I'll be live on my page, and then they simulcast it on that group as well. So you'll still be able to see me, but you can also join that group to see all the different vendors that are going to be selling on there. And they are my e-booth vendors. And my e-booth is a website that she doesn't charge any listing fees. She doesn't charge any commissions. If you choose to do less than 25 products, it's free. If you go over 25 products, it's either up to 50 is $9.99 and up to 100 is $14.99 a month. That's very affordable, and she has been super supportive, and I'm really happy that I'm one of the beginning people at myebooth.com. So now let's switch over to weaving. I'm hoping that we can get the weaving done today. I'm hoping to do the scarf and get it finished. So let's see if we can see the coloring. I'm hoping the coloring has come through. If you have problems seeing it, please just tell me. And if you're here, say hi so I know you're here. So first thing what I have to do is add more yarn to my shuttle, because last time I was here, which was probably over 3 weeks ago, I had finished my shuttle, and so now I am going to have to start a new shuttle. And I'm hoping that I can get this scarf done today so you can see it. If not, it's going to have to wait another week. And that's okay. That's not a problem, but I'd like to get on, let you see the whole process from start to finish. And so when I start my shuttle, I just hold it, and then I do a figure 8 around the end, so I don't have to tie a knot in it. And then I do a long figure 8s. And it's funny, well, as you probably know, I was up in New York when my father was sick, and when I was up there, we had 3 days of snow. I'm like, this is crazy. It's May. It should not be snowing. And so then I come back down to Virginia, and the weather was rainy and chilly, but today is like 80. So it went from one extreme to the next, and I think up in New York they're getting a lot of warm weather as well. And so I just keep going back and forth on the shuttle to fill it up. And the reason why I pulled the yarn out like I did was because I wanted to continue the pattern in the yarn. Oh, Joy, thank you so much. I'm glad you like those masks. You have been one of my biggest purchasers and my biggest fans with those masks, and it was you that was the one who got me starting making them. Those masks were something I was not going to make for other people. I was just making for me and my family. And when you asked me to make them, I said, you know what, I'll try. And I'm glad I did, because I think I've helped a lot of people. I think they have helped many people. Let's see. Yeah, we're going in the right direction. You know what? This is too tight. Let me loosen this up. So I hope those people at Costco find me and check it out. I love to meet new people, and Facebook has been the best way to meet people and keep in touch with people during this pandemic. Okay, now since I had the yarn, I had finished one piece, okay, and now I'm pulling in another. I'm going to just overlap a few threads so it'll all become one. So, and I do it at an angle so I can get a smooth edge. See how the edge comes smooth here? And that's the purpose of doing that angle, so it doesn't pull it in. And those ends I'll clip off after I've taken it off the loom. Wait a minute, something does. All right. That doesn't look right. Something's going on. I don't know what I did wrong. I'm not sure. So, let's do this. I'm pulling that one out. It just didn't look right when I did that. I know what I did. I went the wrong direction. This is what happens when I haven't been weaving for a while. I thought it was acting really funky. I haven't been weaving for a while, and you get out of the rhythm. Yeah, when it's on the left, I go down. Now it's going to go smooth. Much better. get back into the rhythm. I've had a couple of people tell me, Joy, that they had people comment on their masks. And I had a couple of doctors actually comment on mine, which made me feel really good. I'm thinking about, I've had somebody ask if I could put faces on them, and I'm thinking about maybe adding some maybe whiskers and a nose or something like that. Or maybe do a pig one. I haven't gone that far. I'm still recuperating from the past three weeks. Trying to get back into the swing of things with work and trying to update my websites and get all that straight. And then I'll add some extra stuff on there. Also, has anybody thought about those, what do they call them, the ear extenders or whatever, that you put a button on either end and you attach your ear straps to your mask ear straps to that instead of behind your ears, the ear saver or whatever they want to call them. I thought about doing those, but I don't know if there's going to be a need for those, because really with mine they're all crocheted, so they're really soft on the ears for the most part. Now, if you're wearing glasses, it's a little bit more cumbersome, and add some oxygen to that, it even makes it more cumbersome. But I was thinking about doing that. Oops, sorry, that was my water bottle. I was thinking about maybe doing some ear savers. What do y'all think about something like that? And the next question is also, what's the next project I should be working on? What do we want to see? Do we want to see how I knit or see how I crochet? Or do we want to go back to water marbling? Because that's always fun to watch. I've also thought about people putting in, they watch the live and pick out the colors for the scarf so I can custom make a scarf right in front of them. I can do that all live. I did that with Gloria. It wasn't planned that way. It just worked out that way, that she picked out the colors and then she ended up buying it. But maybe people would like to see it, custom orders being made right in front of them as we're live, of the water marbled scarves. That's an idea. I don't know. I'm just trying to decide what my next project should be. I've also had two sisters-in-law asking me to make these scarves that they saw online. They're big wide scarves with pockets at the ends. And so they want me to try making them for them. And I'll have to look into it and see what's involved in making it. So I don't know if I want to crochet that long. It'd probably be no different than crocheting a shawl or something like that, but you never know. Kind of enjoy doing the weaving. Relaxing. Once you get back into the swing of it. And I don't have much more to go, it doesn't look like. I'm trying to tell. Yeah, I don't think I have that much more to go. It might take 2 more shows. I'm not sure. I try to keep these at less than an hour if I can. I have done over an hour. Like when I was warping, it took longer than an hour. But it's just a simple back and forth, relaxing. Some people meditate to it. I forgot to turn on music. I was going to put music on in the background here and just let you sit and watch, but guess what? I forgot the music. I had a last minute phone call before the live, and it just kind of knocked me off my schedule. It's hard to believe. Next weekend, my son would have graduated high school. No graduation ceremony as of right now. They're talking one in July. And I have a sign for him, but he hasn't agreed for me to put it up in the yard yet. So I'm not going to force him to do it, but I do want, at least next Saturday, I want to put it in the yard so people know, yeah, we have a senior here that just graduated and didn't get to walk across the stage. Kind of sad. He's not the one who's for pomp and circumstance anyways. He's a very quiet, shy guy. And I don't know if he'll even, he couldn't care less. They're offering a celebration, I guess, of sorts, and it's a senior parade next Saturday, instead, in lieu of the graduation ceremony, and he's really not very interested. He's like, I don't know, I'll go to work instead. So they were gonna, him and his friends were gonna go to the beach, and it fell through, and it works out good that it fell through, since I don't even know if they could go to the beach right now. I think they're opening like Nag's Head to the residents, but I don't know if they're opening it to rent yet. See what I mean about it just being so relaxing to just go back and forth. And I bet you it's even more relaxing with one of those big floor looms, but I don't have one of those. I think that would cause a problem in my marriage if I had something that big in the house. He says, two spinning wheels, 3 looms are enough. I would love to have like a she shed full of my equipment. And maybe someday I'll do that. I have some friends that have she sheds for their fiber works. And it's so neat. So I just advanced it, so I have some more to work with. And simple back and forth. The yarn that I'm working is Mandala Ombre. It's a black, white, and gray. I like how it just transitions from one color to the next. And traditionally you don't use acrylic yarn for weaving, but I find that it works up beautifully. And many people don't like working or wearing wool or alpaca. So I find that This is much more public friendly. And it can go in the washer and dryer too. You don't have to. If you want to keep the shape and you don't want to make it wonky, you could probably, I would hand wash it myself, but it can go, because of the nature of the material, it can go into the washer and dryer. And this will be a good unisex scarf because the black and white and gray can go for men and women. It's kind of like with the blanket scarves that I make, which are flannel. I thought mostly women would buy them, but most of them were for men, which was surprising to me. They are 6 feet long and about 18 inches wide, and I had more men buy them than women buy them for themselves, which was really a big surprise. I did one show, and the only people that bought the scarves were just the men. That kind of blew my mind. I'm also trying to come up with a tagline. I'd love people's opinion. Help me figure out a tagline for my company. I'm in a group with the Powhatan Chamber of Commerce called Her Hour. It's a women's lunch group that we meet once a month. And last month we did a Zoom meeting, and we were learning about how to create an elevator pitch, which is basically a 30 to 60 second commercial about your business. And you want to try to end it with a tagline. And I'm trying to figure out what I can say, because when I'm at shows, I will say, "Welcome to Handmade by Tera. I've got wine, I've got beer, I've got fornicating deer." And I do that around people that I know would be okay, that I could tell would find entertaining more than anything, because I do hats with wine, I do hats with beer, and I do hats with fornicating deer. And that came from a man who was in my booth one day, and he started singing a jingle about my booth. And that was the end of his jingle. And I just thought that was hilarious, and I had to steal it. But I'm trying to figure out, should I make that my tagline, or should I come up with something else? Like, want to make a statement, a fashion statement, try Handmade by Tera, or I don't know. I'm just trying to think of cozy up, or get your cozy on with Handmade by Tera, or something like that. So anybody that could give me some help with that, I would really appreciate it. Because I do go to networking events and stuff through the Chamber of Commerce, and sometimes you have to stand up and give a little spiel about your business. And if I could come up with something that it would just come off the tip of my tongue, just natural, like that, would be so nice, instead of me choking on my words every 2 seconds, which I have a tendency to do in public, or on lives too. I hope y'all can see this well enough. So basically, when I push down, the ones that are in the slot or in the slots go up and the holes go down. So it's every other one. And then when I go up, the holes go up, the slots go down. Or you can think of it this way. The slots always stay in the same position. I'm just moving the holes back and forth. that's a simple version of a loom. The simplest is the potholder looms that we did when we were kids. And I was at my parents' and I went to get a hot mat, and my mom still had those. From when we were children, and then my niece and nephew when they were children, and they're in their 20s now. So those things last, I guess. I wish they could have made them in prettier colors, though. They were pretty ugly. So does anybody have any plans for Memorial Day? Not that we can do much. I'll probably have my family over, my kids, and do some kind of dinner. And I might go out to our land and work on the land a little bit. So eventually the land will be where we move to. Eventually. So right now I'm in a 3-story house, and 3-story houses are great when you're young. They get more and more difficult as you get older. So we'd like to downsize to a smaller 1-story home, but it's got to have room for my yarn. My husband doesn't laugh when I say that. Okay, gotta do some more yarn. And again, I'm pulling from the inside, but I pull it out so I can keep the color transitions the same. And if you're here watching, say hi. Let me know you're here. It's kind of weird to sit here by yourself and talk to yourself the whole time. Not that I can't do that, because I could ramble on and on and on. And I do that so that figure 8 so I can not have to put a knot in the yarn. When it's quiet like this, I really wish I had music on. Next time, note to self, make sure you have the music playing before you start the video. My son taught me how to find non-copyrighted music on YouTube to play in the background which is kind of handy. He's good at that kind of stuff. He has his own YouTube channel and he's got over 7,000 subscribers. He does videos on video games and gameplay and stuff like that. And he does reveals on new games that came out and stuff like that. But his name is Reflex, and I think he's got two or three X's in Reflex is the name of his page. I like to hear him talk on them because it doesn't sound like him. He sounds like a totally different person when he talks on his YouTube videos. And I never really saw his setup because he doesn't live with me anymore. I never really saw his setup until when I was in New York. We did a group chat with all the children and grandchildren of my dad. And he was able to see everybody. And I think there was 16 of us in the video. And we just did it through Facebook. We did a Facebook video chat. And it was so much fun, but I never saw what Andrew's setup looked like until he had it on video. I'm like, wow, you look like a radio broadcaster or something. It's all fancy, and he's got the big pop screen and everything for his microphone. My first video that I ever did doing these lives, which was back in March, I did it with a webcam, and he walks into the house the next day and he hands me a new microphone because he says, "Mom, your microphone is terrible." So he gave me a new microphone, so I've got a better microphone, and I thought I was getting a better webcam too, but it turns out they misrepresented it, and it wasn't a 1080p, it was 720, which was what I already had. So that's going back today, and I've ordered a new one, so hopefully I will be able to get back onto the computer doing that versus using the phone. The reason why I like the computer is it can do a widescreen, where with the phone, if I put my phone sideways, I believe it'll show up on my Facebook Live as a sideways picture. That's what I've read. I haven't tried it because I've been chicken to try it. But my phone does do a nice, pretty clear video. So, and the color seems pretty good. But if I can get it back to using a webcam, and preferably a webcam that I can put on a tripod so I can carry it wherever I want and just attach it to my laptop, that would be even better. But for now, I'll keep using my phone and wait for the next camera to come in and test that one out. I was so disappointed. I'd waited. They told me it was going to be 9 days, and it took about a month for it to get here. So I was very disappointed with that, and then it was the wrong one anyway, or it wasn't what they represented. So, but trying to get webcams right now is a little bit of a challenge. There's more selection than there was in the middle of April, but not much more. Unless you want to spend $300-400, which I don't want to spend. If that was the case, I'd just do it on my phone still. the next couple weeks, I'm hoping to take more pictures of my products so I can get more product on my e-commerce store so people can shop me virtually, because I'm hoping we'll start doing shows again, and my next show is planned for the end of July. I'm hoping we'll be able to be there, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of nervous. I'm hoping that things will open up and we can get back to normal life. And I don't want to say that new normal, because I hate that word. The new phrase. I hate that phrase. The new normal. I want to get back out there and see people and be around people and hug people. I mean, this is just contact. You just miss it. Not that I don't have it with my family, but it's like, I don't know. I miss seeing my friends and just interacting. And it's just such an awkward feeling when you run into somebody and you can't hug them like you normally do. It's just very awkward. And since I was in New York, I want to get tested for antibodies. So I've got an appointment next Thursday to get tested. I'm curious if I do have antibodies. And if I do, maybe I could actually help other people by giving plasma. Wasn't able to give in 9/11. Couldn't give blood in 9/11 because I was pregnant. So if I can help during the pandemic, I will. But we won't find out probably until, if I could get it done Thursday, I probably won't find out till probably Tuesday or Wednesday the next week. Just curious. Also for the safety. Whenever I'm around people right now, I have to have my mask on, just to be safe. And of course, I wear a Handmade by Tera mask. They're really not that bad. People think that they would be super hot, and it's really no hotter than any other mask would be. And definitely not nearly as hot as an N95 mask would be. I hear those are terrible. Terribly hot, I should say. Mine are, they're not harsh on the ears. They don't pull like elastic. And I did a video, probably a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, on the difference between the cotton and my crochet. Not putting the cotton down at all, not at all. But it's an alternative to the all cotton. I like the way they fit better, mine do. I like the way mine hug your face a little bit more. I don't get the gaps that some of the cloth ones do. And I do two sizes. I do large and medium. Medium fit most women and even some men. And the large fit men, I would say, or larger women. The only difference between the two is the number of stitches across for the mask itself. It's 5 more stitches on the men's than it is for the women's. roll it back some more. So what I might do is I think I might end it here. Well, let me do a little bit more weaving. So next week what we'll do is we'll do the finishing of the scarf. I'll weave it up to here, and then I'll end this, and we'll finish weaving it next weekend and do our final finishing of it, and I'll show how I do the fringe and all that. And who knows, I might be able to do that with my new webcam, if it's ready, if it's here. If the last one was any indication, it may not be here. I'm hoping, though, that the new webcam will be as clear or more clear than the cell phone. So I'll be able to... My biggest problem I had was when I would try to move around with a 720p, it would get pixelated. It would get very pixelated. And so I was hoping the other one, the new one, would be better, but that was actually worse. So fingers crossed that this next one will be good. And I won't have to return this one as well. And I'll be able to, I think it even has a tripod stand or tripod attachment, so I can put it right on my tripod. That would make me very happy. Yeah, but it looks like we're almost to an hour now, so once we get this last little bit done, we will call it a day for now and resume next Saturday. So it turns out this is going to be, to do a scarf, it took 5 or 6 sessions of this. And I always said a scarf takes me about 6 hours. So that would be about right. That's 6 hours uninterrupted. But when have I ever had anything that was uninterrupted? And I'm currently working on getting more masks into the store. I've got some more blue, a couple teal, pink, purple speckled. Wanted to get those updated because when I was up in New York, I did have quite a few orders for them. And I had the forethought to bring my masks and scarves up, and I'm glad I did, because those are what sold while I was up there. And I was able to ship them right from there. I had one customer say, I see that it's sent from New York. And I said, yep, that's where I am right now. And it made it to her in time. It was for Mother's Day. It was a scarf. And it made it to her in time, and hope she likes it. I'm sure she does. I haven't had any complaints about them. I also have to think, what do we want to feature? What product do I want to feature next week? Is there any requests? I'd like to get a bunch of pictures of all of my products so I can get them onto my website. It's just very time consuming doing them. But I think the hubby is going to be gone tomorrow, and so is the son. So maybe I'll have the house to myself and I can do a photo session. Set up a tripod and snap some pictures. Hopefully. Because I really do like my e-booth. That website has really been a fabulous timing on their part for me, because I've never wanted to join Etsy. Etsy was just not something I wanted to ever participate in, just because there are so many fiber people on there. I'd get lost. I really would. And then if you want to be found on there, you have to pay. You have to get them to do advertising, and I just don't want to go through all that. I'm fine being small, and so I did have a square store for a while, but I didn't find it very easy for me to set up. But my e-booth was such an easy setup. I'm paying the same rates I do with Square, and for credit card processing, so it doesn't cost me any more. And if I keep it under 25 products, which it's not continuous, it's not products ever, it's listed products. If I keep it at less than 25, there's no fee for me as well. Not that I don't even know if I have 25 different products. I haven't thought about it. So I'm thinking about how I'm going to rearrange that store. And I did a little bit of it when I was in New York. I'll tell you, having video chat. Hi Elise, how are you? Having video chat while I was up in New York was a lifesaver. When your father's in the hospital, or anybody's in the hospital, and nobody can visit, and all they see, the patient sees, is masked faces. Having a video chat ability was a game changer. We were able to talk to the doctors. Every time a doctor would come in, he would call us and video chat with us so we could hear what the doctor had to say. And he wouldn't have been able to tell us everything. And it was such a life changer for us. And it was his lifeline. So kudos to the people who created video chats and Facebook video chat and FaceTime with Apple products, which I don't do Apple, by the way, but my brother does, and my dad had an iPad with him. So kudos to all of that, because it would have never, it would have been a lot harder to handle having him in the hospital with us, without us being right there. But he is in a better place now, and he went peacefully in his home, and that's all you could ever ask. So I think I am going to wrap it up for now, and we will finish this next week. Oh, no. Get back in there. Next Saturday we'll do probably it'll be the final session on the loom and finish that scarf up. So thank you for coming in, and if you didn't see the whole thing, you're welcome to start it over again. I know it's long, it's an hour, but the first 10 minutes probably is me featuring the dragon mitts, and then I switched over to the weaving. So if you wanted to sit and weave with me, that's fine. But otherwise, just check out the beginning and like me on Facebook if you haven't already. Most of you already have. But like me on Facebook, check out my e-booth, and you can just reach that by clicking Shop Now. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next week. Take care.